Righto, we're going to smoke up some fish wings today. So we've got the old bullet smoker here. Pull that bit off. And I've got some firelighters down there ready to go. Got the charcoal ready to go. Using all natural stuff here, of course. And we've got a couple of those and a couple of these, which I've never tried before, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Leave the flame on them. Oh, that'll do. Right. Chuck that over there. Leave that for a little bit. And go and prep the fish. So this is what we'll be smoking today. Got a couple of Bluenose wings there. Well, that's one Bluenose wings, and that's another Bluenose wings. And we're going to be using just kosher salt and brown sugar. Right, better go and check that there's not too much bloody flame ripping out the top of this thing. As long as there's no sparks, that's fine. Bit of heat. Just sometimes it can get a bit spitty, depending on what charcoal you're using, but that's all good. Okay, so this is what we're working with. We've actually got 2.5 wings here. They're quite big. That should fit on the smoker easy. Right, so it's on with the David's kosher salt. Can't have additive salt, especially not iodine, things like that. All right, that's been about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and she's going pretty good. We'll just wait for some of those top ones to get a bit of ash on them. And I'll show you what's going on with the old smoker here. So basically it's a Smokai, and we're just going to pour some sawdust. Probably this one here. You don't want it too fine, you don't want it too coarse. It's pretty coarse on that side, but yeah, like that, into here. And then there's this little pump which pumps air through that tube and through that steel tube straight into the smoker. So this is providing heat, a little bit of flavour, but mostly the smoke's going to come from this thing. Does seem like a bit of a cheat, but it is definitely not. It tastes just as good, and hell of a lot easier to control your smoke than what it is just if you were to put some sort of smoke tray in here. Great little devices. And then when we've got that going, we'll throw the lid back on, and we'll just get this sitting at around 100 degrees, which will probably facilitate me putting the ash, the catch tray in there. That's just a bit of kitty litter, vermiculite stuff in there, just to catch the drips. And that just sits in here, and we're golden. Right, we'll go back and salt up and put our brown sugar on the fish. Right, I tend to keep this part fairly simple without overthinking it too much, so it's just good even sprinkling. Salt on there. Quite grainy, this salt, so that'll do with that. And then I'll just put the brown sugar on. I'll need 2 hands, and I'll show you what that looks like when that's done. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I do it. Just a dry brine, just let that sit on there for a while, and just sprinkle a little bit more salt over the top of the sugar as well, because it is that David salt, not as strong, because it's bigger pieces. It's not as strong as regular flaked salt and stuff that I normally use, but that'll be fine. So we'll just leave that sitting there like that for a while, and yeah, I've just patted that on, spread it around. There's no strict measurements, just chuck it on, and I've done that a few times and I've never had any worries. So I don't think you have to be overly precise with these things. And yeah, I always just go with a dry brine when I'm hot smoking. Dry brine like that, just throw it on, and There's many ways you can do it with pellicles and all this sort of thing, but I've never been too worried about that with a hot smoke. Different story if you're cold smoking, of course, but okay, that's looking bloody good. So I'm just about in position to be able to tip that out, throw that on, throw that on, throw the fish on, and we're away. So stand by. All right, that'll probably do it. Heaps of heat comes out of these things. All right, we'll put this fella on. Don't need that leaf. That'll just help balance the temperature a little bit. We'll just see how we go for temperature. Give it a bit of time to heat up. And you can always throw a piece of manuka. Got a bit of manuka back here. You can always throw a bit of that on top of those coals as well. Bit of extra smoke, bit of extra heat. So I might just throw a little piece of that on through the side door there. Righto, all the vents are wide open. Top, bottom. These vents are always open because I had to take the vent thing off to get this through. So having to drill an extra hole, just use the vents that are already there. And yeah, it'll take a while to bring that up to temperature. What's it on now? Oh yeah, we've got halfway there. Righto, for this length of cook, we're going to top that up to about half full. And then we're just going to light them. I'll also do it now. Oh, certainly does help if you've got the lid on. Give it a light on that side. Hang on, I haven't got this plugged in. Hang on. Yeah, should be tricky one-handed, but that little tube there just squeezes onto the end of that, and that gets the airflow going through. Now, you see there's bugger all smoke coming out there at the moment. This, you'll hear it humming away. Crank him up for the start, and this should now get a bit of going. There we go. We'll do the same on the other side, which I'll have to reach over and I won't be able to film, but I will do that in a second. Straight away you see the smoke coming out now. Okay, right, that'll do for that. I'll go and get in the fish and chuck it on. All right, fish is on, looking good. Put the lid back on and we're smoking. Righto, so you can see the Smokai kicks out a lot of smoke, so don't need all of that, and I can get a longer burn time if I reduce this right down, which I've just done. And I'll just put a clip on one of these, center, and that just minimizes the airflow out one tube rather than two, and it'll still be pumping out, but just chokes it down a little bit. Temperature wise, we're now sitting on about 80, 90 in the Celsiuses. So that's still climbing. I've only just put this together with the lid on. So the time is 14:39, so we'll call that 14:40, and we'll give that about, I don't know, half an hour and see how it looks. Right, just leaving it. It's only a short cook, so what you can do is just now just block off that top one just a little bit less smoke coming out. Still heaps of air coming in, and you can actually open this guy up as well if you want a little bit. But to do that, you got to do that. Now this little comes out here. I'll throw in a block of manuka on there too, just to give it a bit more heat and burn time down here. Might throw something else on after these. Just leave that on the latch. Let the smoke sit in the top part, and yeah, see how that goes. So just one thing to bear in mind too when you've got one of these sort of devices or any type of thing that's got one of these temperature gauges in it, is that is telling us that she's up around 75, maybe 80 Celsius, and that's not necessarily so. These things are pretty inaccurate, so you do need to calibrate, or not calibrate them, but just know what you've got. I mean, the difference between here and here can actually, you know, be quite a few degrees Celsius. This is where the fish is, and so we know now that that is actually reading 96 down there, 97. So we're happy with that temperature. I wanted to go just on round about 100 degrees, just for a sort of a medium hot cook. So yeah, it's good to have a little bit of a confirmation with one of these guys, and also you need to make sure that's accurate. So check that with other ones that you might have. But we're happy with that temp. Yeah. So what you don't want to do is lift the lid and see how it's going, because you lose all the heat in the top of the bowl here. That's all rocking fine. Just trust the process, and she'll be fine. With these Smokais, you got to clean those out every time, and it's really easy to do. So this little bit here just pops out, and get yourself one of these brushes and just scrape it out. There's just a little bit of build up that goes on inside of there that you've got to clean out every time you use it, or before you use it again. But they're sweet as. I mean, they're so easy to look after. There's a little tube runs through the center there as well, and I think this comes with it. If it doesn't, get this, or a bit of bloody small gauge wire or whatever, and yeah, just give that a bit of a clean out every now and again as well, and it's that simple. Right, so she's been in there, it's now 14:49, so it's been in there about 10 minutes. So yeah, we'll come back. Sometimes after this has been running a while, it just gets a bit unsettled, and the burn might not be quite so even, so you just have a little pokey stick thing in here, take the lid off, just give it a little move around, just snuffle it up a little bit and relight it, and she'll kick into life in no time. And it's good to have that little pokey stick there. So the fire bombed there for a little while, and the internal temperature was only getting up to about 70, so just going to leave it in a little bit longer. It's now 3:15, so we'll just leave it in a little bit longer. And I just opened up this door and turned the air up over there on that thing, just to get a bit more airflow going in, a bit more oxygen into here. And she's up again at about 98 Celsius, so won't be much longer now. Okay, it's been 40 minutes, so let's crack her and have a look. It's currently running, despite what that says, at about 100 degrees. So let's see what we got. Looking pretty good. Yeah, that's golden. All right, let's get them on the tray. So lifting the lid, got the fire going again. So anyway, I'll just let that burn out. So you can probably choke it right down, and it might save a bit of that charcoal for next time. Pop him out. Turn him off. Righto. There we go. Geez, that's looking good. All right. And that's how you do it.